Viewer discretion is advised for this love-themed podcast. The content may contain discussions and sensitive topics related to relationships, dating, and love. Some content may not be suitable for all listeners, especially those uncomfortable with open and vulnerable conversations. We encourage our listeners to practice self-care and to reach out to a trusted friend or professional if they need support. You have no friends, you have me. Welcome to the Lost Lover Boy Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Lost Lover Boy Podcast. I am your host, as always, Demetri Wiley. If you were expecting another, I apologize. He ain't coming today. You understand what I'm saying? Today, I actually did not want to provide relationship advice. I wanted to oppose it. I didn't want to get online and tell you all these things you need to do in order to find a man or heal yourself or XYZ. I wanted to tell you how dangerous of a rhetoric the internet has created, right? I wanted to tell you what's ruining your perspective on relationships. Now, I don't know if you guys doom scroll like I do sometimes. And sometimes I just go Twitter, Instagram, and I find myself trapped in all of these videos, all of these perspectives from other people, even myself. I'm sure if you go search relationship advice on TikTok or Instagram, you'll find me telling you all these things. But I wanna make sure you know the difference. There's a difference between somebody telling you what to do and somebody giving you a perspective. I don't think I really jump online telling you this is what you need to do. I tell you my perspective, the way I see it, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. If you feel it's the opposite, please feel free to say it's the opposite. But I feel like I've always given my perspective on how I view love, what I imagine it to be, things I pay attention to. I think most of my videos be like, you know what's crazy? I mean, you know what? I just want to get this off my chest. You know what I just thought about or what I came to the conclusion of or what's doing this or what's doing that. I give my perspective, right? But I'm constantly seeing online, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, people saying the idea that if he wanted to, he would. And I don't understand if people understand how dangerous of a rhetoric that is. If people understand that that's not entirely true. I'm not saying it can't be, but I'm saying it's not the answer for every situation. I be seeing people giving advice surrounding that narrative saying, if you want a man to do right, don't show him any attention. He's gonna give you attention because you don't pay him none. I've never sat on here, I've never preached that narrative. Reason being is because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in forcing your opinion on a situation you're uncertain of. And what I mean by that is you're relying on the opinion of the internet to provide you with a valid value of hope, if that makes sense to you. Like these videos that got like super high like counts from like these rage baiting women, like, and I'm not saying it's all women because a lot of times it's men too. But the thing about it is the narrative is so negative that so many people like it and subscribe to it because I have a negative mind. Don't go on a date with a man who wants to take you out for coffee or ice cream. No cheap dates. That narrative is so negative because you can miss your husband like that. Maybe your husband wants to get to know you before he spends his money on you. Don't text him back. Like these days, we got this idea that if I text you too quick, I'm thirsty. All of that is shaped by social media. All of that is created off this idea that social media is giving us insecurities in our own dating lives. These people on social media don't even know us, but they're telling us how to navigate with men they've never met. I'm not gonna get online and tell you, you want a healthy relationship, don't get that nigga the panties. No. If you want to get that nigga the panties and that nigga deserve the panties, give him the panties. You know what I'm saying? Like, I cannot tell you a one-step solution to fixing everything. That's not how it works. It's not gonna fix everything. And people be online like, how to make a man desire you, and no. Now, I can absolutely subscribe to the narrative on how to fix yourself, because let me explain something to you. Let's say you want to attract a butterfly, right? If you go out and try to grab a butterfly, it'll run for certain. You'll never catch it. I guarantee you, one of the hardest things you never do is go outside and catch a butterfly. It's about grabbing it out of here, guaranteed. But you know what does attract butterflies? Gardens. So instead of saying, go grab this butterfly like this, how about you build yourself up? You become the garden so it attracts butterflies. You see the difference? There's a difference in saying, this is what you need to do. This is why men aren't seeing you, or this is why you're single, or this is why you don't get asked out on dates. There's no one-step solution. There's only ways and advice and tips and tricks people can give you to build your garden. And the thing about it is, your garden may have flowers that the next garden don't got. It's just that simple. But if we rely on the little like count, if it's high, that doesn't always prove that sound advice for your life. What works for you and what works for the next person could be completely different. Y'all all under the comment section of all these videos, some awesome. If he wanted to, he would. Y'all in the comment section, may this kind of love find me. The thing about it is, I love that you desire that. But the internet has also created this false narrative that everything's always happy. It's not. Y'all see these people doing these TikTok challenges and Instagram challenges and assume that's all a relationship. I heard a video recently, and there was this married woman. She was ranting on TikTok. She said, you know why when people get in happy relationships, they get quiet? Because y'all don't want to hear that. Do you know what happy sounds like? Happy sounds like, I do this for my man and he does this for me. But the problem is, the moment you say what your compromise is to make your relationship work, so many people tell you, you shouldn't be doing that, or girl, I would never, or girl, it's her man. In that video, she said, she furthers on to say, I take the garbage out. As a woman, she chooses to take the garbage out, but she never does laundry. Do you understand the compromise two people must come to? The thing about it is, in a relationship, you don't do what the world tells you you must do. You do what you need to do to make your relationship work. You compromise. It's a relationship. That means relations tied into two people, right? If my baby don't like folding clothes, baby, you'll never have to fold clothes. If my baby don't like taking the kids to school, baby, I'm gonna take the kids to school. I will do whatever is necessary to make my relationship function and thrive. She said in that video, I don't even cook. She said my husband cooks, but when he's done, I go make his plate and I serve it to him. After he's done eating, I clean the kitchen. That's what she said. That's what she said. And she said she's been happily married, I think for 12 plus years, she said. But this internet has led you to believe if he wanted to, he would. Build yourself up. Work on your own garden. See what you desire from a man. See what you add to a man. You go find out who matches that energy for you, baby. It's not always what the internet says. The internet is feeding your insecurities. That thought of if he wanted to, he would simply spawns off your insecurities. Because what if there's other things? It's not giving you the full context of the situation. I'll give you an example. Let's go for a little story real quick. So, woman goes to her man, and she says, baby, I love it if you call me more. I feel like we don't see each other enough as is. can you call me more? You know what the man says? The man says, of course, babe. For sure, no problem. You know what the woman says? Are you simply saying that because I'm asking you to or you want to? He goes, I'm saying it because I want to. She says, if you want to, why didn't you before? Now, this is where the miscommunication comes in. This is where the confusion strikes, right? Because what's going on is you have what the internet has created. Mass communication is what the internet gives you, but it also gives you miscommunication. The internet tells you if a man wanted to, he would, without any other context. But what if he didn't know you required that level of communication, that style of communication? What if he simply didn't know? What if he wanted to, but he didn't know what to say? And instead of wasting your time, he kept his text messages and his calls to himself. What if what if he's so inexperienced in relationships, but the moment he said, yes, baby, I absolutely will, I could do that, he decided to try for you in that moment? What if he's going out of his way, but your mind is so fixated on if he wanted to, he would? Think about it. What if this man is actually giving you an effort in this moment that he's never given anybody else? And that's all I'm saying. When people say if he wanted to, he would, you're not seeing the whole picture. You're not understanding the entire situation. And that's what the internet has created. The internet has created this idea that there's a one size fits all. I don't get on the internet and tell you how to love, who to love, any of that. I give you my perspectives on what I desire, right? And it just so happens it tends to align with people. It aligns with the lovers of the world. Everybody in my Discord, we go back and forth. Sometimes we don't always agree. Listen, the family functions on Discord be cracking me up. I'm telling you. Because I learn from them, they learn from me. You're not always gonna agree. But I can tell you one thing we do agree on. We do agree that we want love in our life. Do we know what it should look like in this exact moment? No, but we're learning from each other on how to cultivate the healthiest version of it. We're learning to plant our garden so we attract what it is we want. And I love that for us. I tell you, I really do. Because a lot of people online giving y'all these narratives that a man should do this and a man should do that and a woman should do this and a woman should do that. Them same people who are online giving them narratives probably hate men. Probably were terrible partners when they was in a relationship. Like, you never know the backstory behind these things. And I be seeing people buy into it so heavily. When in reality, let's just go back to that little reference I gave you. That man may be trying for you. But the only difference is, or what you're not seeming to pay attention to, is truth versus projection. The truth, you don't know the truth yet. But you're projecting the idea that he doesn't care about you enough to do it. And that's simply not true. You don't know that. And that's when we start falling in line with these other things like grace and, humility and all these other things and respect that you should have for your spouse or another human. But it's always truth versus projection. Every time. My first thing when I'm in any situation, I ask myself, am I projecting? What is this situation outside of myself? Who am I talking to? This is another human. They can have anything in the world going on. Online, people tell you, try to convince you of what the bare minimum is. No coffee dates, you can't do this, you can't do that. He got to make this much money and he got to be this tall. And do you understand the phrase bare minimum is subjective? I'm not sure if you understand what subjective is, but it alternates person to person. Your bare minimum is completely different from somebody else's bare minimum. You don't let somebody else shape your bare minimum. You don't let somebody come to you and tell you expect nothing, desire nothing less than this. They putting requirements on your plate that you ain't never had. You ain't never needed a nigga to blink every time he sneezes. Now they telling you do. And now that's all you want to see. That was a terrible example, but you get what I'm saying? Like, I was having a conversation recently the other day, and I was explaining to someone how people can be so firm on their superficial requirements that they start to settle in other aspects for those men. You got all these things they say a good man need to have. You make this much money, you ain't got no kids, you this tall, you this, you that, you this, you that. That nigga's abusive. Verbally, mentally, physically, don't matter. Your requirements should never compromise with your boundaries. And when people start telling you what the bare minimum is and what to expect, you start to compromise. You start to assume this bare minimum that people are forcing down your throat is how you want to be loved. It's not. I need you to actually sit with yourself and answer those questions for yourself. What do I want out of love? How do I want to feel? That's like your whole life, you only watched one movie. And from that movie, you took your whole perception of reality. Imagine if all you watched in life was High School Musical and you swear up and down that's how life was. That's how life should be. I'm never going to be with a man if he don't break out singing, I'm soaring, I'm flying. Like, think about it. You know how long you're going to be waiting? I can tell you, forever. Forever. Forever in 3 days. Because you're letting people tell you what kind of love you want. That's not how this works. That's not how this works at all. That conversation is between you and God himself. Y'all have that conversation. And truth be told, we actually just read on a Bible study on Discord, God know you before you, hey, God already know you. He know your thoughts, wishes, desires. It's already written. He ain't got it. Hey, John pointed at them disciples. He said, look, Lamb of God. He knew their name before they even came over there. God already knows. You know, and the thing about it is, I sit and y'all see all these videos from me, and I'm explaining to you the love I desire, the love I want. What I want it to look like, what I want it to feel like, what I want it to taste like, the little bitty things that I care about that most people don't. All of those is just them little nuance. I know what it is I desire, which makes it easier to find, easier to weed through people. People ask, why have you been single so long and XYZ and blah, blah, blah. I know what it is I want. I haven't found what it is I want. But imagine being single because you don't know what it is you want. You're allowing social media to tell you what it is you want. Imagine that. You're only single because you're looking for some High School Musical love because that's what was forced down your throat. All you see is the positives online. You don't see the growing pains. You don't see the growing pains. You see people say, I'm in a relationship. You don't see the arguments. You don't see the disagreements. You don't see the quiet times. You don't see none of it. And the thing about it is people don't display that to you, right? Because people just want the fairy tale. People just want here to there. They want relationship, engagement, marriage. You don't want what comes with it. You don't want the frustrating. You don't want the boring. It's not as appealing. You want that hit of that dopamine, and that's what they give you every single time. And they led you to believe this is easy. But no, every relationship has growing pains. You will not always see eye to eye with the person you sit next to. That's life. That's reality. It's normal, people. So we got to stop letting these high like count videos tell us what it is that we desire out of life. That is a conversation for you and that man. Take these dangerous rhetorics out of your vocabulary, out of your mind, out of your perspective. You shouldn't even want to see this shit no more. They're nothing but opinions that further grow your entitlement. Entitlement is directly tied to expectation. Your expectation is directly tied to disappointment. I just wanted to get on here because, oh man, it be bothering me when I see some of this shit sometimes. People telling you what to do, 5 ways to. Listen, there's no one fits all. Love is forever evolving, and your definition of it should, because you're forever evolving. But I do want you to sit down and ask yourself what it is that I want. How do I need to plant these flowers in an arrangement of this garden to attract what it is that I desire? You go out there and get your butterflies. Butterflies male or female? That's a good question. You go out there and you get your butterfly. I'm going to say a moth. Fuck it, they sound more manly. Go out there and get your moth, girl. You understand what I'm saying? But, Granny, I don't know if you're listening. Baby, I love you. I love you. Let me tell you something about my granny. I was over my mother's house not too long ago, and we just chilling, hanging out. My 87-year-old granny, the one I'm always preaching about on here online, pulls up. Right hand to my Lord and Savior. I've never seen my granny drive a day in her life. What are you doing driving at 7 p.m. at night? This is basically midnight for you. What are you doing? I say, Granny, wrap it up. She come in there and she in such a good mood. And I'm singing a song, and she tell my sister play it on the TV. I'm singing, I've got a woman way over town that digs on me. And she like, you too young to know that. Then she start playing all these other songs. I'm like, Grandma, I know music. Like, you ain't, come on now. I've heard these songs. But whatever the case was, she ended up calling me later. And I was just tired. I was tired when I was over there. I always give my grannies as much energy as I have, though. But she ended up calling me like when she made it home. And she like, Bug, I just wanted to check on you. Seemed like you was a little down. And I tried to cheer you up with some music. Oh, baby, relax. I am okay. Your baby is okay. But I love my granny. And recently on Discord, we was talking about losing family. And my heart goes out to each and everybody who's lost somebody. Very recently, from the bottom of my heart, I apologize. Because I haven't experienced much death yet in mine, just my little cousin that I lost last year. But my heart goes out to you because it's not easy. And you gave me your story and you told me about it, or you openly shared it with us. So my heart is with you. Yeah, that's you, young lady. All right? Just know I forever got you. Discord, we done started a Bible study. I think we doing it on Wednesdays. Thursdays, we got the family function. I adore talking to y'all. Y'all keep me sane. Sometimes y'all drive me crazy, but y'all my people. And I love my people. All I want to tell you is stop letting the internet tell you who to be. That's where I'm going to leave that at. I got an ebook coming soon. And I promise you, it's not telling you who to be. It's telling you how to see. It's telling you what to read. It's helping you understand the man's intentions so you're not out here getting your time wasted. And there's a bunch of different variations of a man wasting your time, but that's why there's an ebook, there's a workbook, and there's an audio journey that comes along with it. Yes, I will narrate the thing. I'm gonna be like, and written by Demetri Wiley. Hey, that's me. I'm in your ear talking like that. But you know, the audio journal will give you some gym motivation, some prayers, some stories to help you sleep. It'll be a bunch of different things, and they'll all be bundled together. But I'm really excited for that. Washington, D.C., I'll see you tomorrow. I think tomorrow maybe. Just know tonight's conversation tour is back on the road. Detroit, I've been added to Detroit. So if y'all are out in Detroit and want to see me in Detroit, pull up. I love the love, big hugs. On this tour we on, big hugs, you know, big energy. I love y'all just as much as y'all love me. And I'm thankful every single day for this amazing opportunity I get to speak to my people and connect with them, because y'all have done more for me than I could ever do for y'all. Thank you for loving. Thank you for being a lover, and peace out. Time I finally try to find myself. I've been running from love, just trying to hide from all this pain I felt. Look, trying not to be the joke in the deck of whatever cards get dealt. They say a star still gotta let them align themselves.